What's up, everybody, and welcome into the Sackcess podcast. I'm with my guy Lucci, Stanley McClover, former NFL defensive end and manager of the best defensive end in football right now. And we're here to talk about the art of getting the sack, the defensive lineman. How do they get to the quarterback? That's what we're going to discuss today. So we're going to introduce this show to you guys now. I'm going to introduce my great co-host to you, and then we're going to take it from there and talk about all the top sacks around the league this past week and dive into these top pass rushers. Bellucci, how are you doing today, my friend?
Man, thank you for a hell of an introduction, Anthony. Man, I'm doing great. God is good. Feels good being the manager of the best edge in the NFL right now. You know, that's a great thing. Humbly speaking, work hard to get here. But this show is about highlighting all DNs, edges that's doing their thing out there on the field and representing every Sunday because me being a former NFL defensive end myself, I understand just the complexity of getting to the quarterback is not easy at all. And a lot of times they look past, how you actually got to the quarterback. We be so focused on the actual sack, but let's talk about how he got the sack and what he had to go through to get the sack. And that'll make you appreciate the defensive end position even more. And just realizing that it's a very complex position. Turning that corner and get to the quarterback in under 2 seconds that takes that takes mastery. You got to know what you're doing to get that done. So highlighting those guys around the NFL.
Yep.
So it's very important to highlight all defensive ends and what they're doing and the hard work that they're putting in to get to the QB. So that's what we're doing on Sackcess. And who better to do it with than my man Anthony, the guru.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I like how you mentioned there. It's about the art to getting to the quarterback because it really is an art and it's a chess game. It's a mental
Mm-hmm.
battle and there's a lot that goes into it. Like you said, a lot of people look at the stats, they'll look at the final numbers, how many pressures, how many sacks, and all of that. But when you watch the game closely, when you watch the film closely, you see how these edges are battling these offensive tackles throughout the game, putting in a move here so that they can set up a counter move later on, a double move later on. And that's what we really want to dive into in the show, I know. So we're going to talk
Yes.
about that art behind getting to the sack.
Yes, sir. Because what you might see as a person getting blocked, it could all be part of the game. I could be
Mm-hmm.
allowing you to block me to make you seem like you got me. All on the next show, I'm gonna show I'm going inside, and then I'm outside, and you looking for me inside. It's all a part of the game. So yeah, bro, great way to break that down.
Yeah. And assignments too. Like, when you're talking about what the edge is doing, the assignments sometimes, like you just said, maybe the assignment isn't to get right after the quarterback right away. Maybe they're playing contain. Maybe they're stunting towards the inside to open up somebody else or opening up a
Right.
blitzing linebacker. So
Mm-hmm.
again, that's all the stuff that we want to dive really deep into in this show and just show you and demonstrate to you guys how much goes into it and why these pass rushers deserve so much more recognition than maybe they get on the day to day.
Perfectly said, bro. I 100% agree. It's a beautiful position. Who don't love sacks? We all love it. We all love it, and it's an ultimate game changer. And when they can get the trifecta sack, force fumble, it's amazing. You get one of the biggest plays on defense, and you get the turnover immediately. And people like T.J. Watt, they great at it. And once you learn what you're looking at, you look for it on Sundays. So I'm a fan of the edge position. Period.
Me too. Some of my favorite players all throughout watching the game throughout my life have been pass rushers.
Hmm.
It's just there's something special about the guy who disrupts the game in that way, getting after the quarterback.
I
Everybody
love the
looks at the
villain. I
quarterback.
love the villain. The quarterback
Yeah,
is the hero. We're the
right.
villain. Who gonna talk about the villain? We are.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The guys that blow quarterbacks back out. No pun intended. But yes, we love it. We all love it. I tell my brother all the time. I tell any edge rusher that I train, a sack is better than six. Period. And that's just how. If you don't think like that as a defensive end, you'll never make it to the NFL. You never make
Yeah.
it. So that's what I tell them early, bro. And when I tell them, they adopt it. So let's get it. I know,
I'm
Anthony,
with
we
you.
got a list of some players, man, that was successful this week. So we
Yep.
want to highlight them in week 9. What we got, Anthony?
Yeah, we'll start off with Max Crosby. He had another sack, and Max Crosby, man, it's fun watching him play because when you really have an appreciation for these pass rushers, you see so many of the little things that he does. He's not a guy who necessarily puts up double-digit sacks every single year, but he does so much to impact the game on a snap-to-snap basis with his relentless motor. He's a lot of fun. So he got a sack this week, but always a player to keep an eye on and always a player that just commands attention because of his motor.
To add on to Max Crosby, man, I got a nice relationship with Max Crosby. We trained together out there in Arizona when they was coming out, him and my brother. Great kid, man. Great kid. Very hungry, a relentless pass rusher, a relentless defensive end. He is Las Vegas defense. He's the defense. He's the attitude. He's the man. He's the alpha over there. And I love his game, and I love it. He's the kind of guy that when he can step on the field, he's going to make plays. It's not when. I mean, it's not if he's going to make plays. It's a matter of when. So seeing him on the list this week, no brainer. So good job, Max. Well, we see you out there, man. Continue to be successful.
Yes, sir. And then moving next up, former Ohio State Buckeye Chase Young with the New Orleans Saints. He had a sack this
Okay,
week too.
Chase. That's what's up, man. And Chase is another kid coming out that I paid attention to. He had a strong rookie year. I believe he made the Pro Bowl his rookie year. He had a very strong campaign. And I believe he had some down years from injuries. So it's good to see that young rusher back wrecking havoc in somebody's backfield. So great job, Chase, man. Good job being successful this week.
Yeah, and I love watching the players that do battle through that adversity, come back from those injuries, and still play at a high level and get those
Yeah.
sacks. And so you always got to give extra credit to guys like Chase Young who have battled through those injuries, as you mentioned. And then Jonah Williams, another member of the New Orleans Saints, getting a sack.
I like it, and that's a new name for me. I love new risers. I call them underdogs. I love Jonah because he's putting himself on the radar. He's showing that he can get to the quarterback just like anybody else, and it's not easy. So that's why you got to highlight these guys because you can go 3, 4, 5 games and not get a sack at all, and be looked at as you're not productive. So when they do get a sack, it deserves to be talked about.
That's right. Jadeveon Clowney also got a sack this week. The veteran,
Yo,
now a member of the Dallas Cowboys. This is a guy who's been around with a bunch of teams,
let's
but he's
go.
always been productive no matter what team he's on, getting a sack and helping out the Dallas Cowboys pass rush.
Man, another cool story about Jadavion. I mean, I seen when I got done playing, I'm a little older than him, but we both have dreads. We both had a nice get off. I mean, bro, I really like, hey, Jadavion, that's my kind of guy right there. I always love this game. He's always been super destructive. He plays the run great. I don't think he get enough recognition for how he played the run, bro. He's very aggressive. You're not running the ball on Jadeveon Clowney. So, I mean, he's pretty good at that. And to see him get in the sack numbers this week, that's great, man. Keep coming and being over there with the Dallas Cowboys. That's a great look for him. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that
for
over there.
sure. I'm happy that you mentioned his play against the run too, because yeah, it's Sackcess. We're talking about the guys who got the sacks this week, but that's been always something with Jadeveon Clowney. He's so good against the run, setting the
Yeah,
edge.
he
You
is.
can't run to his side. It makes it really difficult and opens things
Mhm.
up for pass rushers at times
There
too.
you go.
So, and some of his teammates. Next up, Dante Fowler Jr. also on the Dallas Cowboys. Another guy who's been on a couple of teams, but getting some success now, some Sackcess now
Some
with the Dallas
success, yeah.
Cowboys.
And check this out. He's a dog. Now, fans out there, if you don't know about Dante Fowler, number 13 for the Dallas Cowboys, he's a dog. Okay, follow him. Dante Fowler. He's been a journeyman, but every team that he's been on, he's been highly productive. He applies pressure. I mean, he's a rock star. I call him a rock star because he doesn't have the prototypical body that you would look at and be like, this guy's so dominant because he's so big. He's really not. He's like my size. He's a smaller guy. He has a motor that doesn't stop, and he's super, super athletic. That's a person that doesn't get a lot of credit for how athletic he is. He flies under the radar, so I will put him in the underdog category for sure. But he's a great, great defensive end. That's why he's still in the NFL.
Definitely. We'll talk more underdogs in a second, but I like what you
Hmm.
said there about Dante Fowler Jr., about his athleticism, because that's what always stands out to me. Just the
Yeah,
speed that he plays with, motor and everything, but that speed and that athleticism, that's how he wins. Now, the next
yes,
guy on
sir.
the list, this is a familiar name, Brian Burns. He had a sack. He had a strip sack this week, recovered by Abdul Carter. Yeah. So another big day for the NFL's sack leader.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's always great when you can add the sack leader to the list. Shots out to big Brian Burns, Spider-Man, Spider Burns out there in New York. It's been a great thing watching him do what he do, man. He's being very consistent. And that's very hard in the NFL to continue to stack these sacks up against these great teams. Because the New York Giants does have the toughest schedule in the National Football League. And this guy has 11 sacks in 9 games. So that's something that needs to be talked about. But great job, Spider, of getting to the ball, getting to the quarterback this week. I mean, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. He fought off a double team, and he got there and he made it. He got a strict. No, it wasn't a double team. I'm sorry. It was a clean sack, strip fumble. It was a pick, but they called it a fumble. I said it was a pick, but it was a fumble. So he got the sack, strip fumble for that, and credit to the defense for rallying around him and Abdul Carter making a great play. So good job, Spider, for being successful this week. Keep it up, man.
For sure. Yeah, it was a great play too by Abdul Carter, another one who I think is flying under the radar this season with not a lot of sacks, but definitely
Hmm.
making an impact in his own way. But yeah, Brian Burns leading the league. This is the second time in his career he's had double digits. Is that right?
Second time, this is it.
Second
He
time.
did it
Yeah,
in Carolina with the year he went. He had 12 and a half sacks, and this is the second time he's hit multiple sacks in the season. So man, I'm proud of him. You know, he in year 7, he's still extending up, and he's trying to be the best he can be.
yeah. Double
And one
digits
time I
through
want to
nine
speak on
games.
that. Yeah, I want to speak on Abdul Carter as well, man. I know Brian Burns when he was young. Uh, he applied a lot of pressures, got a lot of pressures, and the numbers wasn't showing. It's a rookie thing. It's not just Abdul Carter.
Yep.
People, we got to understand when a rookie defensive end enters the National Football League, the men that he have to face every Sunday, he's not used to that. The way the ball comes out, he's not used to that. These quarterbacks are very good in the pocket. So they know how to elude guys, you know. So he's finding his way. So the fact that he's adding up all these pressures, that shows you right there he got the potential to be great, and he's going to be great. And it's just going through a rookie thing where you're learning as a defensive end. You got to learn the game. You got to learn angles. You got to know exactly where to be to get that sack and to get that guy on the ground. It's not easy, guys. These quarterbacks are 240 pounds, 230 pounds. These are grown men that get paid a lot of money to play their position, and they work on escaping. They work on that, escaping up the pocket. You know how they turn when the DN is on the outside shoulder. All of this is strategy. So Abdul Carter, you keep coming, bro. You're gonna be successful. You keep coming, bro.
Yes, sir. I think that's a great way to break it down too. And you're right. Like it is a rookie thing. We see a lot of great pass rushers. They don't get those numbers to start piling up until year 2, maybe even sometimes year 3. But when
Hmm.
you watch the game closely, you see Abdul Carter is disrupting the game consistently in the face of the quarterbacks and getting those quarterback hits and those pressures. He's been a big time player so far for that Giants defensive front. He's making an impact, even if the numbers might not look the same. And you talk. Everybody likes to talk about numbers, but really, numbers are down around the league right now because of the changes with the kickoff rule and everything.
Hmm.
So there's less
Hmm.
opportunities. Teams are playing with a much quicker passing offense around the league. So there's a
Hmm.
lot of factors at play. And that's why there's been more value and emphasis placed on those guys who are just getting a boatload of pressures like Abdul Carter is. So it's a good
Yes, sir.
breakdown
Great
there.
point.
And very important to highlight a player like that. And we do have one last player on the successful list, and that's Alex Highsmith. He had 2 sacks this week, including a strip sack for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Clap it up. Let's clap it up for Alex Highsmith. That's our successful player of the week. Man, great job. Anytime you can get more than 1 sack in the game, that is wonderful. I mean, getting one is hard enough. When you can get two, you're very destructive in that game, and you're giving your offense, your team, a chance to win. I mean, if you can't pass the ball, it's hard to win in the National Football League. And the only way to stop a quarterback is with a awesome edge rusher or blanket coverage in the back. But 9 times out of 10, you need that edge rusher. That's the immediate pressure that can be applied on that quarterback and having him making decisions that's going to cost his team. So Alex Highsmith to get 2 sacks and a strip fumble, I believe he got. That's huge. He had a huge game. So for us, that's our successful player of the week, man. You keep grinding hard, Alex. We see you out there in Pittsburgh, still a nation. Y'all got a great one outside of TJ Watt. Those guys always been bookends anyway. They complement each other very well. But 56 made a name for itself, definitely.
Definitely. And I think it's great. You know, you mentioned TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith together. A lot of people mention TJ Watt. A lot of people forget to mention Alex Highsmith, but he's a key
Right.
part of that defensive front. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
bookends. Those guys play off of one another. All of a sudden,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
TJ's crashing the line. Now the quarterback is drifting a little left. Now Highsmith is getting in the face of the quarterback, or vice versa. He might be setting
Mm-hmm.
up some sacks for TJ Watt. So, and that's why all of these best players that we talk about are on defensive fronts. It's no coincidence that we had two Cowboys on here. We had two Saints on here. When you're playing together as a defensive front, you got a lot of talent up front. You're putting your other players in position to get those sacks as well. So really important stuff to highlight. And again, like you
Yes,
said,
sir.
Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt's the household name, but Highsmith should be too, and he's definitely getting there.
Yep, yes, sir. And that's another reason for his success. Everybody focus on TJ Watt and they leaving the back door open and he coming in that back door. He's coming in and he's doing what he's supposed to do. So he's playing a great Robin to Batman over there. So keep it. I love
100%.
that tandem. I love that tandem.
Me too. So who else do you have on your radar this week? Maybe somebody who was underrated the past week, an underdog coming up, somebody that you're keeping an eye on.
I got somebody right now, bro. You can call me biased. I don't care. Kayvon Thibodeau is quietly putting together amazing season.
Mm.
This dude is a dog. I mean, he don't have the sack numbers to go with it, but we don't get all caught up in the sacks. This is the Successful podcast, but we're talking about somebody that deserves some recognition, and it's gonna be Kayvon Thibodeau for me for this week. He's playing the run very well. He's bringing that attitude to the defense that we need, and he is serving as a great bookend and a partner with Brian. I mean, Brian can have the success he's having now without Kayvon and Abdul doing what they're doing. But definitely Kayvon because he's the starter and he over there and he's holding his side of the ball down. Are they perfect? No, nobody's perfect. We're gonna have some bad plays out there. But you talk about bringing his lunch to work and improving from last year to this year. It's Kayvon Thibodeau. Y'all keep your eyes on Kayvon Thibodeau. When those sacks do come, they're gonna come in bunches.
Yeah, I'm happy you called out Kayvon Thibodeau for that as the underdog who needs more
Hmm.
recognition because he is playing really high level football right now. You
Yes.
mentioned against the run, he's been tremendous against the run.
Hmm.
Teams are not able to run against Kayvon right now, and
Hmm.
what I love about Kayvon is you watch his career progression. He had a big bunches of sacks. I think in 2023 at 11 and a half. So he had that career high. Then the
Hmm.
following year was dealing with an injury. So the sack numbers came down. But if you really watch him play and don't look at the stats, he's gotten better every single year. Like
Hmm.
maybe the stats were best in 2023, but I actually
Right.
think he got better in 2024. And then you look at him in 2025, doesn't have the high sack totals, but I think he's a better player than he was the past year. He's gotten better every single season. And
Hands
that's what you want to
down.
see from those young players. And he's just continuing to take it to the next level.
Hands down. And it's been intentional. I mean, I have the blessing to be around and see him off the field. It's been intentional. And if you're watching him as a fan, you see he's done a lot this offseason to elevate his game. Some say it's because of Abdul. I say it's because he's a dog.
Mm,
He wants more out of himself than you might want to compare him to Abdul. He want to be great himself. Every year I sit and watch him say he want to break Michael Strahan record. He don't hide it. He said, I respect that, man. That's a dog. Any man that put his goals out there and put that pressure on himself, man, you gotta respect that. So I respect Five, man. Five, you keep doing your thing, bro. You gonna get your flowers. If you don't get them from the NFL, you'll definitely get them in the Successful podcast. Keep going,
for
bro. We
sure.
watch we watch film over here, bro.
That would do. We'll definitely put the spotlight on Kayvon because he's playing some great ball. So I'm
Yes,
very
sir.
happy that that's the guy that you called out because that's one of my low key favorite players to watch in this league,
Yes, sir.
especially
Me
when you're
too.
watching the game closely. Kayvon is
Yes,
really
sir.
doing, and he worked hard this past offseason. He
Yes, sir.
trained
And
like
he
an
working
MF was.
hard to get to that quarterback, bro.
Hmm.
That's why you can't get caught up on the stats. That's why podcasts like us is going to be important because we get to show you just the hard work that get put in, and then the ball is gone but he done laid the quarterback out. In 1 second, the ball is out of there. That's still a great play. He's still affecting the quarterback. He's making that quarterback conscious of him when he's throwing the ball. So now the quarterback is speeding up his judgment and where he's looking to throw the ball at. Everything is sped up now. Now you're making bad decisions. So it ain't all about the sack. But when you can put your hands on that quarterback and let him know I'm here today, trust me, bro. That's enough sometimes. Sometimes it's enough. They don't want to get hit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So, anytime we can hit the quarterback and affect the game in any way possible, knocking the ball down, blowing their back out, pushing them on the ground, talking shit to them when they're on the ground, it doesn't matter. However we can get in that quarterback head to affect him, that's our job. And those guys that we named today doing it damn well.
That's right. And that's the job of the supervillain, like you said at the start of the
Yes,
show. I
sir.
think that's a good way to kind of close it because I'm the kind of guy that roots for the villains in the movies,
Me too.
I think you are too.
I
So
think
that's what
secretly we all do, Anthony.
I think so.
Everybody
I think
loves a
you're right.
great villain story. Come on now.
Hmm.
Who the hell
That's right.
loves Superman right now? Nobody. We love the Joker. We love, all these villains, bro. We love villains, and just because it's a friendly sport, it's a sport, it's football. You got an offense and you got a defense. Defense is here to stop the offense. Well, you need a defensive end to stop a quarterback. Period, point blank. You cannot stop an amazing quarterback without an amazing defensive end on your team. If you get two of them, you're lucky.
That's right.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to be breaking down on this show. And that's why you all do need to subscribe. But Lucci, where can the people find you?
Man, y'all can find me right now on IG at S McClover. Y'all come follow me. We're gonna have a YouTube page up here soon. It'll be called Successful Podcast. Y'all come follow us for all updates, great interviews, great football talk. If you want to learn about the sport, about the position of defensive end, edge rusher, if you want to learn, just tune in to us. We're gonna teach the game, put up great highlights, put up great conversations, and just shine that spotlight on the ones that deserve it. I believe that everybody that's playing the edge position deserves that light put on them because it's hard to get there. It is hard to get to the quarterback. That's why I call it success, because that's a successful thing to pull that quarterback down to the ground and help your team win this game.
100%. That's right. I'm really excited for the show. Couldn't ask for a better partner and really looking forward to doing more episodes in the future. So, guys, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Comment your thoughts down below and let us know who was your successful player of the week in the comment section. But we'll catch you all in the next one. Have a good one. And we out.
Peace.